here. Yeah. What's going on, my little artichokes? So, man, I wasn't even gonna make anything for a bit. I'm kind of pooped content-wise. Been working my butt off trying to help out Trevor and drive that fundraiser. It takes a lot of work to make that stuff. But yeah, so I noticed today Flyppg put out finally a rebuttal video, and I saw it come up and I was like, oh man, like I didn't know how it was gonna make me feel. Like, am I gonna get really pissed off? You know, what's gonna happen? And I watched it and I was like, that was kind of weird. So yeah, I thought I'd throw something together a little quick for you guys, give you an update on like me and the fundraiser too. But a couple things from it. He made a couple weird claims. So I never left a Para Yelp review and then changed it. Like the first time I left a Para Yelp review was 2 weeks ago, and it's unedited, it's dated, but I never left him a Para Yelp review prior to that. I mean, back when he was ghosting me, he finally had messaged me at one point on Facebook asking me to leave him a Para Yelp review, but by that time I was already deciding I didn't want to go back, so I never left him one. The only reason why I ever left him one is because a couple weeks ago he messaged me saying he was building a case against me and to look out who I talked to, and this was before I even published anything. So that was a little weird. Another one was that he emailed me June 1st to say my motor was in. That never happened. I even went back through my emails just to like double check, and I emailed him June 1st and I never got a response. He had one about Trevor and he deserves his refund stuff, and I was talking with Trevor last week, and apparently Mike reached out to his lawyer. Trevor doesn't have a secretary. I mean, just look at him. Does he look like he has a secretary? Or me, for that matter? I mean, this is why we're in this boat. It's like, we're not people who can afford to go out and spend another $10,000-$15,000 because we got gypped. I mean, like, Trevor's not flying because he can't afford it. He doesn't have a secretary. But apparently Mike reached out to his lawyer and was trying to bargain, saying, well, how about $5,000? And I think he upped it to like 10. And Trevor's like, no. So let's see, there was one more. Speaking to Mike at a fly-in. I never talked to Mike at the last fly-in. Now, I didn't want to cause drama at that fly-in, so I made sure I didn't want to post anything or prior, because I wanted that event to go smooth out of respect for people and the organizers. Like, I absolutely did not want to bring drama there or drag other people's reputations down at that fly-in. So I had not talked to him. Now, we were around each other talking to people in like the same group, but him and I never exchanged words. Now, I did talk to his sister because his sister's a nice person, and I thought she's a good instructor. So yeah, she works there and they're related, but I'm not really holding it against her. So, you know, I saw her and I waved her over, gave her a hug, and blah, 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 blah. As for myself, I don't know. It's going all right. It's been a little over a week since I've flown. It's been cold, windy, you know, struggling with work and daylight savings time. It's just like, it sucks. Like, I've been nailing the last couple landings and my takeoffs have been good, so I've been like really jonesing to get back up. And I'm gonna have to go scope out the landing zone that I've got in my town that's like a 15-minute drive for me, and just see if that's viable, and start going out of there, just so I can at least get maybe a flight in a week. Because yeah, I'm jonesing bad, but it's also getting cold, so I need to order my electric gloves and stuff and get myself a little geared up for that, because I intend to fly this winter. I'm from North Dakota. I can handle the cold. But yeah, overall, yeah, that was a weird afternoon. Man, I also got a booger problem too. Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna end it here. I got nothing. I got nothing else. But to all you guys donating and the people reaching out, trying to help out, greatly appreciate it. Super, super cool. Like, that just warms my heart, of the people that done some outreach, and even had some detractors. Even one in particular, you know, he really on the fence, just kind of mad about the situation or how it's done or the communication. And yeah, I talked to him and I was just like, you know, I hear you. Everybody communicates a little differently, and there's a lot of context and, you know, information that's not shared of reason why it's handled the way it is. And, you know, I was just like, give me another chance. Give me another day. Next day, why don't you just private message me, tell me how you feel, and, you know, if you're not cool with that, you know, give me your feedback, because it's a chance for me to learn something about somebody different. And sure enough, the next day I'd won them over, but that's just something important for me, because that's what makes me good at customer service, outside of paramotoring and stuff. Is it doesn't matter how mad you are, how unreasonable you are. I get satisfaction if I can turn it around for you. I used to do that. I get that from the death care industry when I used to work at a cemetery. You know, just, you always you put the person number one, but there's a couple important things you do for them. You know, you got to make them feel a certain way, and you got to deliver on it too. You got to follow up, and you got to deliver, and, you know, ask for them to give you a chance. But you want them to feel like, you know, you understand them. Where are the three things? You understand them, that you hear them, and that you care about them. I don't know. It's just, you got to care about people. And communication for me was always the winner. You know, if they're upset about a situation, I'd get upset with them, get it resolved. And if I couldn't, I'd give them a timeline. But a lot of times what I'd do is I'd give them my cell phone. Be like, if you don't hear from me or if something's not right, text me. Because sure enough, if there's something that falls through the cracks, and you have to give me a second chance, there won't be a third chance. I better get it right then and there. That was an extremely rare occasion. But again, it goes back to the COVID shipping delays and stuff. It's like, no, the problem is zero communication. You can't call, you can't email, you can't do anything. And the suppliers, the manufacturers, they provide tracking invoices. When I ordered my Parajet, they provided the guy who ordered it for me a tracking invoice. So if it was randomly stuck somewhere for whatever reason, he could pull it up and be like, look, it's sitting right here in this shipping container. I don't know what's going on for the last 3 weeks. Like, we never get that. It was just, they never responded. We got ghosted. I don't know, I'm gonna quit babbling. I gotta go out to dinner. All right, toodles noodles. Yum, 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 yum. So Mike had his video posted on 3 groups tonight, but it's unlisted on YouTube. But then a bunch of the posts went down. But I found one that was like still up, so I figured I should probably record his response and get this on here before he takes that down. It's weird. You gotta watch it. I'm gonna hit the sauce and relax a bit, but let's do it to it. Hot diggity dog.
Hi everyone, this is Mike and Stacy Mixer with Flyppg LLC. We just wanted to take a brief moment to reach out and obviously tell our side of the story with all the chaos that's happening on the internet. I am Stacy Mixer. I'm Mike's wife. I've been Mike's wife for going on 19 years. Our instructor, Teresa Mixer, is Mike's sister.
Not my wife.
There seems to be a lot of confusion at fly-ins.
That's really awkward.
They thought that Teresa was Mike's
No one's
wife,
confused
so
my sister
we
with my
scratch
wife.
that now, and
Yikes.
I'm Mike's wife. I know you don't see me much, my face on the internet, but that's soon to change. So let's
You don't
get
see her much in
started
training
with
either.
running the office. I do have a full-time job outside of Flyppg. And so I work my 40 plus hours a week, and then I've recently started to get more active with helping Mike in the paramotor world. We have been in business for 11 plus years. There's no way we could stay in business if we were not delivering goods and or providing safe training.
A lot of people stay in business for doing stuff they shouldn't.
And sell a lot of products.
I mean, technically.
And also we have trained a lot of awesome people, and we have extremely happy customers. So we like to start off with that, and we'll continue through this journey.
Yep. All right. Well, Mike, as she introduced, Stacy's always been my wife. She's always been a partner. You know, everything that we've done, you know, we're always together in it. So it's not like she's just now kind of coming in or whatever. You know, she's always been part of, you know, Discover Power Paragliding of Flyppg. So kind of want to squash that part too. You know, not saying that yes, all of a sudden, you know, she just kind of magically appears. It's not that way. It's just she's going to become a little bit more vocal now.
He was like asking me to have conference calls with his wife when I was wanting my money or motor back. I just don't know why he keeps involving her. It's weird.
First off, we're going to start off with Trevor's kind of everything, I guess, from the start to the end with him. I know, you know, him and Steven, you know, make some YouTube videos, you know, a bunch of allegations or whatever.
I made those videos.
We wanted to kind of provide
I make that good content.
Everything that we both say today can and will be proved, you know, with either, you know, copies of emails, messages, whatever. So everything that we state today is 100% accurate and can be backed up, you know, anytime that we need it to be. So
not unless they're forged.
Yeah, express our side of the story. So start out with Trevor. He trained with us in 2019 with a group of, I believe it was like 3 other gentlemen. A great class. I know they got a bunch of towing in. I know it was between 15, 20 tow flights Trevor got. Then went into training.
He said I had 16 tows in my class. I only had 3.
During training, it was
and that was in a conversation with the training committee.
I was going to go down that route. A few months after training, Trevor reached out and ordered a paramotor package from us. So we immediately, you know, put that order in with our supplier. That order, along with several others, you know, it did take longer to come in. You know, I always try to relay, you know, what we're told, either it's from customs or suppliers or whatever, and we try to relay.
He doesn't relay anything. He doesn't email you or message you or call you. And if you try to do any of those things to him, like, there's no response. He doesn't relay anything. Like, they give you tracking numbers when you order motors. Like, I ordered a Parajet, and they gave a tracking number. So if it was stuck in a cargo container, you could like prove it. But we never saw any of that. Like, there was just nothing.
Say that to the customer. And sometimes, you know, that changes, you know, it's out of our control. And, you know, it's just when things change, it doesn't make us a liar because things didn't happen the way that we originally told you. You know, we're just trying to relay as much information as we can.
Which is true, but you just don't communicate.
Everything did show up in full. We have several copies of several emails over the next, it was 3 to 4 months, emailing Trevor, you know, trying to work with him on dates that he could come pick up his equipment here at Flyppg and, you know, possibly do the break-in, get a few more flights in. Every time we had, you know, kind of time set up, either last minute or something would always come up where Trevor would cancel. So after a few times of that, we got a little nervous. We did in the past, we had one customer that picked up equipment that purchased it. After he got home with the equipment, he did basically a chargeback through PayPal. With us not having anything in written saying that he picked it up, the customer ended up getting his money back because we didn't have something signed saying that he picked it up.
So I'm aware of a chargeback story where somebody actually did a chargeback a couple months later. But that person never got his equipment. He did a chargeback because he never got it. And as far as I'm aware, he did a chargeback, never got his equipment, and had Trevor reach out to him just to comment on that, because I was well aware of a chargeback story prior to this.
So we was a little worried about that. So we asked Trevor, when you pick up your equipment, we're gonna actually have you sign a piece of paper, just saying that you picked up your equipment, everything was, as advertised, and you're content and happy with your pickup. When I asked that, well, then everything really kind of turned south. Talked about getting a lawyer, he wasn't going to come no more or whatever. So we just kind of stated, Trevor, you have to be the one that picks it up from us, and then, you got to sign the paper saying you picked it up. After that, he did try to get, other people, whatever, to pick it up for him, even though he knew that, he had to be the one to pick.
So I didn't talk to Trevor about this story tonight, but I'm pretty sure he could have sworn he had the option that his lawyer, and I thought he got like a sheriff or something involved, where they could have picked up a gear. And I don't know why that's not an option, because when I wanted my motor money back, I emailed Mike or messaged him on Facebook asking if my friend could pick it up. And it was a friend that was training that same week. He went back for more flights. He wasn't a new student. He trained in my class. We became friends. He lives closer to me. He was like a 3-hour drive rather than driving out 7 hours to Mike. And Mike initially told me that my friend could take it home with him. So he didn't have an issue with that. But as that weekend went on, after I told him I wasn't coming back, he sidestepped and was like, I want to consult my attorney. And that's when I knew I was in trouble. And my friend might not be able to take it back.
We were just, protecting ourselves, on the legal side, to make sure that we didn't get scammed out of equipment and money again. With that going on, I had several emails going back and forth. Said several nasty things, and we just got to the point where it was really butting heads. He got a lawyer. I was up.
Speaking of nasty conversations, it's kind of weird that I always thought it was weird with Flyppg, like a lot of online communication is like corporate clean. It just rubbed me weird. Like, I just don't know. And I don't know what private conversations they had were, but like Mike's private conversations online, the way he texts or messages you, especially when he's mad, is kind of dirty. And when I was asking for my money back, I was actually pretty nice and professional. So it'll be kind of cool to see when the digital stuff comes out.
Upset with kind of the way things are going, the way Trevor was treating us, and the way he was talking about, us, how we do business. I do feel like me and Trevor both, had a part in how things went down for sure. I'll definitely take responsibility for my part, and how the way that we're butting heads there in the end. And Trevor absolutely does, either, deserve his, equipment or refund. We've recently we've been trying to contact his lawyer several times. We've gotten a hold of him once. He's supposed to talk to Trevor and get back with us. And since then, we have been unable to get a hold of him, only his secretary. So we are working.
His lawyer, not his secretary.
We'll get it resolved.
We can't afford a secretary.
As he does deserve his refund.
Should it have taken this long to get it resolved? No. I think 2019, and then COVID hit. Lots happened since then, and we apologize on Flyppg's side, and we will get Trevor.
She shouldn't be apologizing.
His full refund.
She's not that involved.
We'll move on to Steven. So Steven and his brother.
That's hot buttered Steve to you guys.
Training. Steven ordered equipment for himself, and he was going to work on his brother to get equipment.
I tried to bring him a lot of business. My father-in-law, my brother.
Both showed up for training. We had a good productive week of training. We did have a little
wasn't
bit
productive because the weather was bad most of the week.
We did push on through. Most of the students got quite a few flights in. Not as many as
4 each.
completed
Maybe
training.
6 or 7 for
Steven's
one
equipment
guy.
had not showed up yet, but Steven and his brother need to come back for more flights. So we made an agreement when they left that they was going to come back when Steven's motor come in. Due to COVID restrictions, his equipment did take longer to get here than it should. Not only, Adventure cut back on the days a week that they were working, days a week that they were shipping. We talked with Customs several times. They were working with 30 and 40%, staff. So everything was taking longer to get in. When Steven's equipment showed up on June 1st, we notified him through email.
Let's go check it out. All right, so got my inbox up here. And there is an email on June 1st. And it's from me. And there's no other emails. So he didn't email me. I emailed him. And basically I was talking about the time for me to get back there so I can get trained up, and I wanted to get a rating in before endless foot drag. But he didn't email me. The only time I got any sort of notification that my motor was in is when I told him in July that I didn't want to go back.
That it was here and ready for pickup. He responded with another email saying that he was busy with work for about the next 2 months. After he got done with that, him and his brother would come back to pick up equipment and resume their training. One other thing that we wanted to add we missed when we originally recorded the video was we also wanted to state that Steven did give us a 5-star review on Yelp, gave us a good review, a written review. Then all of a sudden, just last week, he erased his review, changed it from a 5-star to a 1-star, and then gave us a negative review. So we also wanted to point that out.
That's not true. I only left my first Yelp review a couple weeks ago before I published anything because I reached out to someone he sponsors, and Mike got mad and sent me a message saying he was building a case against me, and that was the laughingstock of the community. Now, maybe he got mixed around because after training, I did leave him a 5-star Google review, and I did change that. I ended up deleting my review after my troubles with him, and I didn't leave a new one until a couple weeks ago when he sent me a message. So he's right if he would have said Google review and not Yelp.
Weeks later, Steven sent another email. It gave me a 3-week window where he could return to finish up his training and pick up his equipment. I let him know one of those weeks was me down to Oshkosh, but we could accommodate him either the week prior or the week after of Oshkosh, which was in his 3-week window.
I mean, I could show you if that communication actually exists or not.
After that, we did not hear anything back from Steven until he started demanding a refund or to come pick up his equipment. After corresponding back and forth with Steven a few times, he did show up one day unexpected. Wanted his equipment or his money.
Yeah, you remember that episode?
At that point, the Flyppg team, we felt that it was best for us and
the
for
team.
Steven,
No, it was just Mike.
we just issued him a refund, and then he can go purchase whatever equipment
He told me his lawyer was the one that told him to issue me a refund. His lawyer.
he felt most comfortable with. We gave Steven that refund instantly, and we shook hands. I wished him the best of luck, and then he left.
I don't remember shaking his hand, but I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Refund wasn't instant.
And also, just recently, we've seen Steven at flying events, and Mike has spoken with him. It was, a nice, hi, how are you? And move on. It's unfortunate that
I didn't talk to Mike at Endless Foot Drag. I talked to his sister because I think his sister is a great teacher and she's a great human being. But I didn't want to stir any drama at the fly-in. I didn't talk to him. I mean, we were talking to groups at the same time, but we never shared words together.
has is getting drug out. But as Flyppg, we will take care of it. We will take care of it at hand for sure.
Flyppg is in the process of reorganizing the business, which we have been for the last several years. We purchased the domain flyppg.com several years ago. It was a lot shorter, a lot catchier than our old website. And our long-term goal was to eventually switch from Discover Power Paragliding to Flyppg as our business name. As we've just recently kind of got that transition done, we knew it would be in our best interest to go ahead and make Flyppg an LLC.
There's also been several allegations online stating that Mike is filing bankruptcy and nobody's going to get their money. That is not true. We are not filing bankruptcy. That's not what we want to do.
Yeah, we're all going to get our money.
We are not filing bankruptcy. Nobody's filing bankruptcy on the mixer side, so we'd like to squash that. In general, we've obviously, Mike's been doing this for a long time. We have a strong team of instructors. I think our biggest accomplishment is the reward of our students and how they come to us and time after time love how we are so family oriented, and they feel like part of the family when they leave Flyppg. If there's anything that we can do for our past customers, our current customers, as you feel that we haven't done appropriately, please reach out to myself or Mike. We are working as a team like we always have to get the ball rolling and make Flyppg even better than it is.
Mike's got total control though. His wife has no power in it.
From the day that we, first student here to now, as Stacey said, we're very family oriented. We're always praised by that. We have students,
and that kind of ticks me off because I come from my mother was a single mother. She almost lost her life to my father. And so I'm really bitter about that kind of stuff and control issues. She's got no control over this. I don't like it.
Been coming here for the last 8-10 years. They come back here because they say it feels like home. With having over 99% satisfaction rate with thousands of customers, we could stay in business if we constantly scam people like what's being led, stealing people's money. As small of a tight, knit community this is, nobody can stay in business.
As Flyppg, we can't make
Yeah, because beginners who are getting into this, yeah, we're the experts of what's the best gear and who are the best trainers. Yeah, we really know those things.
Everybody 100% happy, but we will try our 110% to make sure that they are happy. That's just Mike and I's wrap up of everything that's going on the internet, and we kind of want to put a squash to it and stand up for Flyppg, and we're going to grow, bigger and better than what we already are. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and we'll take care of you.
If there's ever anything that we could do for anybody, no matter if you're a student or customer, if you're somebody else, absolutely, reach out to us. Email info@flyppg.com. My cell phone, 217-779-6647, or you can reach Stacy at 217-779-5502.
Well, yeah, if you'll respond to those emails and calls. I mean, this is what it's about. Oh well. That's all I got. Toodles noodles.